She was nicknamed the Monster, and in this video we're going to be transforming her portraits to see how she might have looked in real life using my technology and Photoshop skills. So let's get started. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more historical recreations, and let me know in the comments who you want to see in real life. Eugenia Martinez Vallejo was a young girl in Spain who gained notoriety for her size and weight as a jester in King Charles II's court. Eugenia was born in northern Spain in 1674. Charles II of Spain was already on the throne for 9 years. Her mother, father, and older siblings were poor, and her mother gave birth to her during a mass as her water suddenly broke. Eugenia seemed healthy at first. She had a good appetite, and any initial weight gain was a good sign, as it meant she was healthy and would grow up strong. So there was of little concern as a newborn baby. As early as 1 year old, though, her weight gain started to become extreme, and she was already 55 pounds, and by the time of the age of 6, she was 155 pounds. We know now this was a result of Prader-Willi Syndrome, which is a genetic disorder and begins in childhood. It makes you feel hungry all the time, and this leads to overeating. Eugenia spent most of her time in seclusion in her house, feeling like an outcast. News spread quickly about her abnormality, which reached Madrid, where the king was. She was summoned to court by Charles II in 1680 when she was 6. Charles was intrigued by this mysteriously large girl, so much that he had 2 portraits taken of her. This is where she gets her nickname, the Monster. They were titled The Monster Dressed and The Monster Nude. From 1680, a description of her is as follows. Eugenia was white and not very unpleasant in the face, although she is very big. Her head, face, and neck and other features are the size of 2 men's heads. Her belly is as huge as that of the world's oldest woman about to give birth. The thighs are so thick and full of flesh that they become confused and make her shameful nature imperceptible to the eye. The legs are little less than the thigh of a man. They are so full of threads and the thighs that fall one over the other with astonishing monstrosity, and although the feet are in proportion to the building of flesh they support, they are almost like those of a man, however moves and walks with work due to the excessive size of her body. She was summoned to court on occasion after this greeting to entertain the king and his guests as a jester. Her appearance served as a source of shock and amusement. It is likely she wasn't kept on a regular basis, as there are no records of her financial accommodation, but it's nice to think she might have been paid those days she worked. She would have been part of a group called the People of Pleasure, which were made up of madmen, jesters, dwarves, and deformed people. This group would often surround the monarchs. It was almost like a tradition. You didn't think twice about it. Some would be given jobs and be paid for it, while others may not have been paid, but certainly all the needs of the individuals were covered in the palaces. Despite her ridicule, it is believed overall that Eugenia enjoyed her time at the palace. She was a pleasant girl who was well liked and even appreciated by the royal family. Her situation was not uncommon. All throughout history, people who had physical oddities had something interesting to show. Whether it be in a circus, or as a jester in a royal court, or even today on TLC network, entertaining was a way to survive. Eugenia, remember, came from a poor family, so if she was paid, that compensation would have helped her family. Either way, her employment at court must have relieved some pressure off of her parents, who were in no position to dismiss such an offer. Her parents must have thought, well, she's working at court beside the king, how bad could it be? Maybe he'll even find a cure for her. As she stood there and posed, Eugenia never imagined she would be stared at, never imagined she would one day adorn t-shirts, mugs, blankets, and duvets. But the comedy of the situation is that you have this guy making fun of her for her disabilities. She died in 1699, possibly from her condition. She was 24 years old. And that's a little bit about Eugenia. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more historical recreations. And let me know in the comments who you want to see in real life. And I will see you in the next one.